Hey everyone, I've had some people ask how I straighten out warped parts. So this body here's got a little bit of a warp to it, not really bad, probably straighten it out when you build it. But I just thought I would show you how I straighten out warped parts. Well, you can use a heat gun, but the problem with a heat gun doing such a wide area, the heat gun can damage the rubber, it can make it crack. So what I do is I sit it over top of the sink. Your wife's probably going to wonder what WTF for some of you people that have wives that don't understand. Fortunately, I do have a wife that understands and she has no problem with it. I boil up some water, and what I do is I slowly pour it over, as slow as I can. And it'll actually bow up the other way for a second, because the other side, you know, is cold. You can see it's really bowing like crazy. So I'll come to the other side real quick, flip it to the side. And then, there, put it on in here and push down on it. And then what I do is I'll put this on very low, just like that. And this, like, especially if you have one of these sprayers, it works great versus just a full faucet. Sprinkle some cold water on it. Got a towel here so I don't get it all over the floor. Hold it down for a second so the cold water can cool it down real quick. Put some of the water back in there. So there's quite a bit of water on here. Okay, I think it's about ready. Press that back in there like that. And boom, pretty straight for all things concerned. I've got some parts that are even more extreme, like these parts. You can see that they're incredibly bent, you know, when you look down the edge there. Hopefully you can. There you go. And bowed this way too. Oops, get some water on the floor. Oops. So with that, same thing. I'll kind of do this in stages. I'll put this inside the sink upside down so it'll actually hold the water in it like a trough. But yeah, just trough it in there, let it sit there a bit. This part's thicker than those other parts in some ways, with all the edges and angles and stuff, you know. And then pull out, and then I'll just do it by hand. I'll just kind of straighten it out by hand if I can. If it doesn't work the first time, then I'll do it again. But you can straighten it. Like this too, it works really well. Now I can see that it has to be pushed down a little bit because of this warp here. What I'll do is pour some more resin in there as well. But let's see here. Do I want to cold it yet? No, I don't want to put cold in it yet. Put it down there again. You can see this is bent out by looking at this edge here. So I just got to pull it out a little bit so it'll straighten this whole wall here out, like so. I'll put it on the table here to push down on it a little bit. So we'll straighten it out. Get it to straighten out a bit. But hopefully not go the opposite way, which is easy to do. You know, get it all nice and straight there. Put some cold stuff on it. Get it as straight as I can. And then I just have to do this top here a little bit, still got a bit of a bow to it. Another thing I'll do is I'll baste it. You know, I'll let the sink, you know, plug the sink up so the boiling water doesn't get out. And then I'll, with the hot water that's in here, while it's still hot, you know, is I'll just sit there and pour it on like this, dip it. By this time it's not super hot anymore, you know, so you can hold it down with your hands. And baste it a bit, get it to bend. On the other side. So you don't have to just flush all that boiling water away. You know, still use it a little bit. Well, it's still a little bit hot. You know, then you can even take it with your hand a little bit and straighten her out. And I'll turn this on here and just cool the part down real quick. Sometimes overcompensate a little bit. Tend, bending it the opposite way a little more than it should be, because by the time you're done, it should be just about right. So that's how I straighten parts out with boiling water. Sometimes it takes a few tries, like those buildings, for instance. Took a while to get them straight, because you have to work at them from different angles. First, you want to try to get this angle straight here. Then this part was bowed, so I'll try to straighten this part out first, and then I'll come back and fix straighten that part out. So if it doesn't work the first time, stick it in the water again and boil like sections of it. Maybe fill your sink up with boiling water and just immerse just part that's just warped. If the other part's not warped, see if you can try not to get any hot water on it to make it warp in a different way. And yeah, so that's it. Hope that was educational. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.